Rump up. Morning, Guido. Good morning, everybody. And I'm here with a slightly different tea this morning. This is orange pico. As you can see, it's very orange. It's not like grey tea. So the reason why it's orange pico is because it goes with the weather we've been having in the United Kingdom for the last 3 days of sunshine. I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed and in need of sitting in a deck chair for a bit. You know what I mean? Because it's so nice. That's a warm weather tea. Orange Pico, it's slightly more fragrant. It's a little bit more suited to the sunshine. You know, during the winter months, you want something warm and comforting, so you have a royal blend, which is strong. But Orange Pico is that spring summertime type thing. You know, you don't get this with coffee, by the way. You just have sludge in a mug, you lot with coffee. But this is proper. You know what I mean? Proper. Sorry, Cliffy, have I been very noisy? Cool. I'll sing if you want, guys.
Nope, it wasn't mine.
Like
It wasn't mine because I was not working because the frickin' everything reset again. Remember when we called up and
Yeah.
good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you were describing orange pico.
Orange Pico.
I know it's-
Orange Pico tea. Look.
So they heard all that, but I was just wondering if that's basically like a nice southern sweet tea. Then is what you're saying?
No, it's nothing like a southern sweet tea. Behave yourself, Mr. Florida man. Southern sweet tea is an anathema to us tea drinkers. You guys.
It is not. It is not. It is. It's the greatest. It's the greatest tea that has ever been created.
Well, says who?
Says me.
Says a colonial from Florida. In
Says
fact,
me.
originally from Utah, who's moved down to Florida because he doesn't like snow.
Those are all true, and it remains that sweet tea is the greatest tea
No,
of all
it's
time.
not. No, I will come over on one of these cheap, discounted RAF flights to Florida one day, and I'll prove a point. I'll make you a pot of tea, and you'll never go back. I'll tell you that. You'll never go back. You won't be throwing it in any bloody harbour, I can tell you.
I will definitely enjoy it, but you will also drink some southern sweet tea, and
I will, yes, I
your
promise
eyes
you
will be
I
opened.
will try it. Put it that way. I'm always
Your
up for trying
eyes
stuff.
will be opened. Well, good morning, everybody. Who we got? We got Stickler. What else? Gators in the house. Kedge, Cliffy, Chubby Panda. Oh, Brute. Good morning. Special K, Randall, Wayne. It's right. You'll also get the diabetes.
Learn about diabetes. There's so much sugar in it, yeah. TWAT, yo, Brute.
I could do TWAT almost every day. What's TWA?
It's an airline, isn't it?
Oh, is that the Twinings or Twinnings or whatever?
Twinings Tea Airline?
Twinings.
Could be. Yeah, you'd know. You've been over here. I think they have Twinings, don't they?
So how you been, man? We did not have a coffee talk last week, I believe.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, because I was
No, we
in,
didn't.
in
Yeah,
Gainesville.
I've been good. I've been busy. I've almost finished the planters for the House General, so she's almost happy. Which
Oh,
is a good thing.
that section on the back there.
That section on the
Okay.
back, I've now got slabs down on the left-hand side, so because that's where round the back there we store the bins, the
Sure.
trash cans.
Right.
So I've managed to slab that out a little bit. There's a few more slabs to go down. So it's looking good. I've got the soil. No way, a ton of soil in those bloody things. I had to go 3 times to the garden centre and load up my little car, my little jalopy, with 8 bags at a time, 8 50-kilo bags, which is, I don't know what that is. That's got to be in the region of £30, £40 bags or something like that, £35 bags.
And just drag it back on the.
Yeah, I mean the car was like that.
On the
I was
stops.
like popping wheelies in.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Like, it was like popping everywhere. So yeah, so did all that. Got all hoiked it all into the planters and everything. No plants in them yet, but I'll send you the pictures once we get the roses in and all the rest of it. So
How was the
so,
back? How was the back
yeah.
after all that?
Interesting.
A little
Put
sore.
it that way. Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a little bit of requesting from the house angel to get a back massage, to which I got no. Sort yourself out. I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yeah. So just have
So
You had to suffice with a cuppa.
yes, a cup of tea did it actually. A cup of tea works wonders. So I sat in the deck chair this morning with a cup of tea. I closed my eyes. I imagined I was in some far off hot country like Florida. I just drifted for about 10 minutes. until the dulcet tones of my house general shouted out, "Aren't you streaming today? You better get upstairs." And I was then panicked because I've forgotten all about it. Upstairs, trying to get everything sorted. So we're done. But yeah, so how have you been, sir?
Good, man. Good. We had a good trip. Had a lot of fun. I ended up in the front of some college kids' rental house with some friends of my daughter's, playing beer dice.
Really?
And then,
Crikey. Do you not feel you're a bit old for beer dice?
I am definitely old for beer dice. And then about midnight, standing in my daughter's favorite college pub, just down the street from her apartment. And then I'm like, I gotta go home. This is.
You can't handle it.
Yeah. So the beer pong, I guess, my understanding now, the beer pong is more for turbo drinking, whereas beer dice, beer dice is for the afternoon out on the lawn.
It's a lot, yes.
Just a more casual
Yeah.
game. That, I guess that's how they deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the laid back, just, a beer 30 minutes, a beer a 45-minute type thing. That's
Yeah, I mean, there's still the situation where you have to drink all the beer you have left.
It's to drink it all first. Then you got
you should be sipping it while you play a little bit, because if your team gets to the point where you lose, then you have to skull the rest of it. But college students are drinking like Busch or Natural Light or something. They're all like 0.5% alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen the cat walk past and pee into your glass. That's what you're drinking.
Yeah, that's the stuff. But yeah, it was a good time. Good time.
Cool. It's good. It's good to hang out with the fam. I mean, my kids are in their 30s now, so I don't get to hang out with them so much because it's not cool to hang out with dad. It's cool for the grandchildren, but my son's quite happy to drop the kids off and they bugger off somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm off out, Dad. Here, look after these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah, touch wood. We're not dealing with that. Not yet, anyway. But the son's here right now. Him and his girlfriend came down, so they're hanging out for the weekend. So we've been having a good time with that. So yeah, everything's good. Not much in the home improvement side. I was trying to think. I did do some stuff, but it's all.
The last installment was the fence painting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's still on the list. I actually failed to do the other side, so I'm doing that today. Once we're done here.
Neighbor hates you then.
Yeah, that neighbor's happy. I did that. The other one was already painted.
Okay.
The other one, it's a second coat. The other one was already painted, so I'm putting a second coat on. I don't know if you get this, but if you just put one coat on anything, sometimes it looks kind of crappy. But especially if it gets humid,
right, okay.
or rains, then it really brings out the splotchiness where you didn't really get a thick coat of paint on there. So that's what happens when it gets humid or rains. It kind of looks crappy. So got to put. It always needed 2 coats, but.
Well, it's like anything. Any outdoor paint needs 2 coats anyway, doesn't it?
Well, I'm pretty famous for doing half of a project and then.
Is that what you're known for? You're known for in the neighborhood.
You can't have an unfinished 50% to 10% left project unless you stop somewhere.
Yeah, it's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
So true.
If you just do the whole thing, then you don't have an extra project sitting around to do for years. And I don't know why you would do that. I don't understand why you wouldn't just.
Why finish anything off?
Yeah.
Why finish anything? Because otherwise, then, if you finish something off, what happens is that the house general gives you something else to do. If you've already got a project on, 9 times out of 10, she puts it on the back burner and doesn't mention it. So I think there is some wisdom in that, isn't there? Really?
Yeah. So that my statement with all these projects and suggestions is, I'll put it on my list. And I have it. I got that. I got a Word document with all the things I've thought about I wanted to do, or I got like long range, medium range, short range, which doesn't really mean anything because sometimes I do.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Having a plan. That's a good
thing.
thing.
A lot of times the long range you just look at, you're like, yeah, that's too expensive. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Do you use that excuse with the house general?
The expensive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you? I've tried that, and then she'll go into the finances and justify the expenditure.
So that's it. What she takes that as a challenge.
Yeah. She goes,
Yeah.
well, hang on a minute. Let's just check this out.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I just freed up some funds for this project. You've now been assigned the project. Oh, son of a. Well, I'm talking more like major things, like redo. Thanks, Stickler, man. Thanks for the sub. Much appreciated. Like redoing the kitchen or something like that.
Oh, okay. So there is.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of cost. Then it becomes quite easy to go. Too expensive. That we'll do that next year. I've got that with the painting, right? Because we painted our properties ever since year dot. We like to paint. We don't anymore because of the amount of effort it takes. So we're now
Internal or external?
Internal, just
okay,
internal.
right, yeah.
So you match. What actually the painting part is fun. But the actual getting to the painting part is the pain in the backside, isn't it? It's
moving everything, the masking,
masking everything off, putting plastic sheeting over everything, blah blah.
I hate the cutting in. The cutting in drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I hate that.
No, I can't do that. So we're gonna get decorators in. So now we're having to do a room every other month because of the cost, which is great, which is fine. Because it's too expensive to get them to do the whole house in a one.
It's a brand new house, or are you doing new colors?
Oh, she wants feature walls.
Oh yeah, I was going to say accent or feature. Yeah, accent or feature wall. Okay, okay.
I'm quite happy to have white everywhere. Sod it.
Yeah.
Features. I don't know.
We haven't painted this thing in 15 years. It's still got all the same kind of.
It's fine, isn't it? I mean, you don't fix what's not broken, do you? You know.
Yeah. So,
hey.
They do.
Yes. Well, you see, happy wife, happy life.
That's right. That's right. All right, Mitch.
Broken.
Channel news. Let's see what we got going on. We're working on the Turtle and the T-34 2G-FT. I'm almost done with those, Pilgrim.
That's good news because you're starting to get up into the higher tiers now, aren't you? For your 100.
Yeah, I'm closing in. Although they just added another tier 6 and 7 for me with the new line. So
of course,
I went 500 battles backwards when those all came out.
Just ongoing.
Yeah, I'm never gonna finish this challenge, but it's kind of fun anyway.
No.
And I've been playing a lot of the Polish tanks. So I put out the tier 5 review is out. The tier 6 is scheduled, I think Monday or Tuesday, something like that.
Right.
The 7 I'm done with.
Right.
And I've got the content. I just have to do the video, and I'm on the 8. But I ran out of free experience, guys. So with the 8, I have the stock gun. I had just enough free experience to do the other modules, but I did not get the top gun. But the tier 8 stock gun is actually not bad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't even started the Polish TD line because I'm still working the Japanese heavy and TD lines that they've introduced. So I've not even started. So they'll be interesting to watch your videos and just see what they're like. Because what I try and do is see what you put out and then see if it's worth my time with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The 5, 6, and 7, there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, they're all doing, although I don't think the 6 is doing quite as well. The 5 and the 7 are near the top, as I recall. Early days on the stats, obviously, but the tier 8 is well up at the top with stats.
Do you feel I had about the last battle I had this morning? Let me just have a quick look in the garage to see what it was. Oh, I was using the Type 57, which is the tier 8 Japanese heavy on the new Japanese line, and I came up across the tier 8 Polish, and it was as soft as butter on the front plates, and also either side of the mantle. I just destroyed it in 3 shots.
The tier 8
I was very
TD?
surprised at that. Yeah, the tier 8 TD.
Well,
Very soft. What ammunition? I wasn't using premium, so I was only using 225 to penetration.
Well, that's plenty because it's only 200 thickness.
Yeah, I mean it was going through quite easily.
Yeah, it's somewhat angled, so if you're looked down at all, then it normalizes that to the 200 or closer to the 200. So they're interesting because they're kind of, I think they call them assault TDs actually. Now that I think about it, where's that little thing where it talks about?
I wouldn't be happy assaulting in that. It's not a big German or or one of the Brits, is it? You know.
Where does it say that? thought it was on the. You guys don't see what I'm doing. I'm clicking around on the client. I thought there was a place on there that says that.
Brute says. Brute, we used to move. Well, you know this, in the military every 2 years. When we finally got out, we had 2-year itch. It was like we needed to move every 2 years, and it was crazy. Well, especially for the
yeah, you get used to that, don't you? You kind of figure out, it's time to go. You know.
Yeah.
We haven't dealt with that for a long time because we've been here for a long time. Yeah, I think
that's cool though.
I think it is very similar. Here it is in the garage. So it's 200 hull armor. Is the ISU 200 really? Tier 8 triangle. Where the IS?
Are you broadcasting? Because I'm not seeing you on screen.
Should be.
Is everybody else seeing you?
Oh.
It might be me actually, but
no. Refresh the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll just stop on your Twitch. Cool. Twitch does that every once in a while.
Yeah.
So where's the stupid ISU? There it is. So it is. No, the ISU is much thinner. It's only 90. I mean, it does look the same. It's certainly a similar design. You can see the design element there, for sure. But the ISU is much thinner. I mean, 200 is up there. That's pretty good. What's the turtle? Turtle is 254. So that's so that the 200 break point. Like, you know, if you think about it, all the tier 8, especially the heavies and TDs, the standard rounds are usually just a bit above 200 or slightly below.
Yeah.
You know, right? They're all around 200.
Yeah.
The 9s and 10s are typically pretty decently above 200. But once you get to the 250, now you start excluding a lot of guns at 250 and above.
Yeah, you do.
Right?
Yeah.
At 200, you're not excluding much of anything. In fact, a lot of 7s can dab 2 and not have a whole lot of trouble with it.
Yeah. But it is interesting. Certainly that break point. I mean, they must have decided at somewhere along the line, the devs and all the rest of it, that would be the break point. But yeah, it is interesting that you don't need to go much over that to start to pen.
Well, some of it is just some of it's really just the actual reality of the pen physics.
Yeah.
Because they had that battle between armor and penetration. So, you know, at certain thickness, this caliber or this shell would go through it. And that's why they used that caliber and that shell. Then they'd make a little bit thicker armor to try to stop that, and the whole back and forth between penetration and armor. So, it's rooted roughly in reality in terms of the idea of penetrating thickness with a certain shell type. And
they have to have something, don't they? Because it's going to be realistic. But they have to have something to make the game work. Otherwise, it'd just be a complete crap fest.
But in game terms, for World of Tanks, 200 is kind of that point at which armor really starts to become useful.
Yeah.
At tier 8, obviously, 200 against lower tiers is pretty awesome. So they're kind of assault. They are assault TDs. I think that's what. Oh, there it is. This big old letter right in front of me, for hell's sake. Assault tank destroyer. There it is, right there. I knew it was on there somewhere. That's what they classify it as, and it is ish. You know, it's not turtle assault TD armor type, but what it's carrying is a pretty significant gun because of the mechanic of being closer in. So yes, it's useful armor. It's not great armor, but you've also got that heavy stick, which is the other piece of what you want on an assault TD. Although the turtle doesn't have a really heavy
I think also, are they all casemates? I haven't really.
Yeah, they're all casemates.
Yeah, they're all casemates. I mean, there is that play style. If you go back to the German Jagdtiger type play style, that's where you need to be at, I think, to play those.
Yeah, and that's a good point from who was it?
Brewing Boss.
Somebody just said if you raise the front top of it a little bit.
Oh yeah, Kedge.
Yeah, Kedge. Yeah. And what he's saying obviously is if once you start looking at it from lower, that increases the angle and the impacted thickness of the armor. Yeah. So absolutely,
you have to know how to play this one. It's not just get in there and start slamming stuff. You need
and
to
it's
be careful.
Of course then the trade-off on that is it's only -7 degrees gun depression.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well,
so it's not horrible. Yeah, but it's not -10. So if you do try to do ridge stuff, some of the spots aren't necessarily very useful for it because it doesn't quite have enough gun depression. They're on the red line sniping. Yeah, Grendel, honestly, it doesn't really matter. See, this whole assault tank destroyer and et cetera, doesn't matter to most people. All they see is the triangle. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
They see the triangle. And beating a dead
Off
horse.
to work.
You'll see it, man. Thanks for coming in, dude. We had a great DCS session last week. Brute and I set up an OCA mission, an escort mission and we had a lot of fun doing that. We got our butts handed to us a couple times, so I had to drop the AI down to rookie.
Really?
They kept defeating all of our AMRAMs, so we had
You
to.
just can't admit that live on stream. That
Oh, sure he can. Sure he can. Sure. Well, I mean, there was 6, 10. There's four. There's
fair
two,
enough, yeah.
2 of us and 14 of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, they're obviously they paid somebody the bots.
I had to. 1 or 2 of them got away and landed, and I had to ram the last one because I was out of rounds because my gunnery sucked so bad. But I actually got into it and rammed it, so that was good.
Did you get any messages from the bots afterwards?
Yeah.
No messages back
Oh
to
yeah,
you?
get good nub.
Wouldn't be good if AI actually did that. Sent you a bit of a toxic message afterwards.
Hey, so here's a random thing, since we're just gonna talk about random stuff because that's how we roll. So I was using yesterday ChatGPT to find tags for videos. I'm like, all right, give me the best YouTube video tags for a World of Tanks video because I was messing around with my standard tags. I do that every few months, kind of update them and stuff. Because I still had tags from 2023 or 2022.
Yeah, might go back years, mate.
And then I'm like, I wonder what who ChatGPT thinks is the best World of Tanks player in the world.
Really? So
Yeah.
you bang that in there?
I did.
What it came up with?
All right, so let's see if I have this set up here.
I hope it says catch.
I don't know what a Word document is considered here. Is it display, game, image? Probably just a window capture, maybe? Do I have Word? There it is. Ah, there it is. All right, so here it is. This is what I wrote in. According to statistics, who's the best World of Tanks player in the world? And he answered, as of my last update in January 2022. I don't know what that means, my last update. I may have asked this 2 years ago. I don't know. It's challenging to definitively pinpoint the best. Okay. And here's why ChatGPT says this, which I thought was very interesting. Constant change. They can skills fluctuate, statistics, etc. Regional differences. Different regions might have their own top players. Okay, valid. Platform variation. It actually brought in, PC, console. All right. So that's an important thing, fellas. When you ask anyone a question, specifics matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try to get this down here. So I don't want my pretty face to be blocked, Pilgrim.
You can block my ugly mug.
All right.
I've sent you that picture, by the way, we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Tournament dominance. Some players might excel in organized tournaments, while others may perform better. Okay. True. They did not say Pilgrim, Wayne. So it's... That's how we know AI doesn't know what it's talking about.
Rubbish doing what he's talking about, yeah.
To find the current best players, you might want to look at leaderboards within the game, etc., etc. So then I wrote back, can you make a subjective pick of who might be the best World of Tanks player? So it's interesting how you can kind of talk to it-ish and reformulate and move your question around.
Because you could be very specific. You could actually say, out of these 3 servers, who's the best player? NA, EU, Asia, or something.
When you say something like that, you're asking it to make several more levels of analysis that you didn't ask it to do. So the assumption is that it will do it, but not necessarily. You kind of,
Yeah.
crap in, crap out kind of idea. So it goes picking subjective is challenging. But if we were to consider Dak Kilzar, he picked Dacky after those questions.
Out, man.
Yeah. So he's like
known for his exceptional gameplay.
Yeah, strategic prowess has been a prominent figure for years. His achievements in tournaments make him a strong contender. All right, so he's actually made a kind of subjective determination right there.
Yeah.
But it says, however, it's essential to acknowledge that the competitive landscape can change rapidly and yada yada. And there are undoubtedly other players who also deserve recognition. Very interesting because all it can do is scan the internet to pull the information, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dacky.
You would think skill would be in there, or well, I don't know about Quickie Baby, but certainly skill. You would think skill would feature. So well, that's it. That's its opinion, isn't it?
Sorry, Kedge. Beep came up with that, so I'm just going to use some random random pronouns for ChatGPT. It's going to be beep boop. Beep boop.
Beep boop. That's
beep
a good one.
Boop.
Yeah, I like beep boop.
Beep boop.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. I was just messing around with that the other day, and it ended up choosing Dacky out of all that.
Do you know what? I think, registered with it. I don't think I've ever done anything with it. I might actually start playing around with it and see what.
I kind of forget about it, but when I was looking at I knew that my tags were bad, and I also you can set up in YouTube the standard tags to go to every video, but. Yeah. And that's fine for me with World of Tank video, but I just did that Warhammer 3 video.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to use the same tags because those belong to World of Tanks. Not belong, but if anyone's searching, then that's not a World of Tanks video.
Put it into, yeah.
So I have a list on that same document of the other games I played. And the tags, in general, I just think them up. And I'm like, well, let's just go with ChatGPT and see if it pulls off the internet what are the best ones. And it did. It gave me 20 good tags, and then that's where I went, so many things you can use it for.
What you're saying is ChatGPT is effectively doing your decision making for you, so you're being lazy. Is that what it is?
100%.
There you go. That's fine.
I consider
that's what IT's for.
I consider it. It is Beep is giving me suggestions. Okay. And then my superior intellect will choose the correct suggestions.
Okay. Not led down down the garden road with a rope through your nose, then, are you? By ChatGPT.
No. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's the best because ChatGPT said.
Yeah. Yeah. Boop's good to go.
Boop said do it.
Boop said go for it. All right. What else are we doing? I'm working on the Staghound. Let's see. Go over here. Tanks that I'm currently doing the challenge with are, let's get rid of these filters. There we go. So we're doing the Scheme A.
Okay.
Running that guy. We've got
not a bad little tank, that.
I actually finished this. The Burza's the tier 6. And I got the thing now because we're in Battle Pass that I do 100 points, and then there's no sense in playing a tier 6 again. Past that, so I get some battles on the Burza. The Zedima, that's a 5. I probably won't touch that again for a long time. In fact, I may just take that out. Well, I have been moving the crew. I got a pretty good crew going. I used Gurney, and I used 3 of the Snatch fellas.
Right.
I got Tommy.
So you've already got three skills on there anyway, then, haven't you?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm moving that crew through to the 10, and then as I'm filling in these other guys, and I've just grabbed, because they're free now, and then threw some books because I have so many Polish books at them. So these crews are actually pretty good crews also. Although this guy looks like, can you see him? Check that guy out. That guy looks like, what's the actor's name? This dude looks like the guy from Game of Thrones and The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
What's
I
that?
don't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. This guy looks like Pedro Pascal. That's pretty
Wow.
good. He
Probably
does.
is.
He does look like him. All right. Random thoughts are open. What were we talking about? Oh, 100 Battle Challenge. Anyway, that's what we're working on there. Still doing some DCS. Been playing some Total War Warhammer 3, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I watched that. Do you know what? I love the fact that the graphics are cool and everything about it, with one exception.
So
It's the turn-based game.
you don't like turn-based?
Winds me up no end.
Yeah.
Winds me up no end.
Yeah.
I just want to get on with it. And then you've got to wait, take your turn, do the things that it wants you to do, and then you can have another go.
See, I love the turn-based because I can just
You
sit
do,
there.
don't you?
I can
Yeah.
relax and I can take it slow and pick around at everything that I want to do or don't want to do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Helldiver
It's a
2.
more- I think it's a more considered type of game for people who have time to think about it. I just want
Right.
to get in there and move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you said, oh, you can move so far, I was like, but I want to move past there, up there somewhere.
You have to
I
wait till the next turn, Pilgrim.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing that nonsense.
Ay.
Take your turn.
All right. Next stream. I think I should be streaming tomorrow, guys. That's my next day off. Got a 4-day weekend. This is going to be beautiful. And that's it. You got anything else for channel news, my friend?
No, I think. I mean, we're going to come on to my failings with the current updates. World of Tanks updates. I will tell you that every time World of Tanks update, they personally
Go after you.
pick on me.
Yeah.
Pick on me.
Yeah.
Because I have both my EU account and my NA account have been laggy as laggy can be. For whatever reason, it takes 3 or 4 days for it to settle down after an update. For some
Yeah.
reason, I've even had to move my Wi-Fi booster all over the place to try and see if it's the signal. And it's just those 2 games. No other game is affected. World of Tanks EU and World of Tanks NA. So they're just picking on me. Just picking on me.
Well,
Scumbags.
yeah, and mostly they're worried about you getting a massive advantage from Pilgronomics.
See, I was working at that. I was doing the crew book thing.
Yeah.
Not. Yes. I reluctantly put this up. Blue light saying.
We'll get to that, but I think most people watching understand what Pilgrim probably did or did not do. But we'll get to that. Missions and specials. Hey, it's a birthday, Pilgrim.
It is.
It's your
I can't
birthday.
figure out what they're giving away.
It's your birthday. Nothing.
I don't. There's lots of little tokens flying around, and I'm like, I don't. What do we do with all this crap?
To be fair, I don't think the birthday ever has much. The Watt birthday never has that much. The Wargaming birthday is where the big, you get the well-deserved reward and the big thing. The Watt birthday is always kind of a smaller affair. But anyway.
Yeah, I struggle with the dates. They've got 2009, haven't they? 2009 as.
Once again, you're talking about Wargaming's birthday, which is the company, and World of Tanks' birthday, which is one of their games from their company.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's the launch on EU is different than the NA launch.
Yes.
Because we used to get the NA birthday, but that's gone now.
Yes. It's just EU now, isn't it?
Right.
It's just scummy EU.
We're all the same now, Pilgrim.
We're all one big family.
We're all the same now. The discounts. So we got some gold discounts, 50, 30, and 15 for the different tiers. We got vehicle discounts other than the new line. So, too bad. So sad. Big one, guys, is, and I know most of you know this, but if you do not, there is a consumable sale. So get your kits, get your food, blah, blah, blah. Do not sell equipment right now. If you need to buy it, then buy it.
You can sell it if you want to.
You can. Do you have a scheme for us?
Well, what you do is you sell all your equipment, and then You then wait for the next discount period and buy it all back, and you've saved yourself all that money. 50%. Save yourself 50% on everything. So you like sell all your equipment now.
Yeah.
Do without it. In 3 months' time, when they do another sale,
Buy it at 50% off.
Yeah, buy it at 50%, and you've saved all that money. Amazing. I've done that already.
That's.
I've got no.
I mean, because if you sell it now,
Yeah.
and then if you buy it in between, then it's twice as expensive.
Exactly.
So then you wait till the next sale, and then you're getting a 50% discount on the
That's
purchase.
the way to do it. There you go. I've done that now. I've got rid of all my equipment. I've made a fortune. I've got like 1.2 million or something like that.
Dismiss the entire barracks and then convert. Also, a fantastic plan with no flaws, Wayne. A plan with no flaws.
5,000 books I've got now. I've got no crews, but I've got 5,000 books.
All right. What else? There's a challenge. What? Show off the unique set of that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know, Cliffy posted this, I believe, or I don't know if it was Cliffy or Kedge. I didn't realize this was here, fellas. This is a button that I know one of you said it, and I sort of forgot about it. What does this do? Is this an XP challenge? Okay. When's it go to? Tomorrow, so I'm a little late. Oh well. Oh well. How many battles do you need to have to do it? Kashim Hunter is winning. Kashim Hunter. He's fought 53 battles and has averaged 1,430. Is this a max or an average? From experience, average 1,400? What is going on there?
Oh dear.
He's a 50% player. All right, where is there a way to sort? Can you on this page? Can you
say Chubby Panda's got it right? I was thinking low tier battles. Excuse me.
Best 13, Cliffy, got it. Churchill 3 is excluded, is my understanding, right? Restrictions.
Yeah.
Excluded vehicles, Churchill 3. Ba-boom. They figured it out. It only took 13 years.
Yeah, it took 13 years. No Churchill 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to say, what I like to call iterative improvement. Wait a minute. Idiotive improvement. How did...
Idiot improvement.
Idiotive.
Yeah, same difference.
I can't... I thought I could look at that. All right, hold on. We got to check this out. Let's see what he's playing. Kashim Hunter. All right, we got to go over here and we got to get some tanks.gg going on, or tomato.gg. Kashim _ Hunter. Okay. That is not the skill level I would have expected to be leading. In the last 24 hours, he has played 45 battles with a 3,478, average tier 5, and he has used... Aha!
Yeah.
Aha! The next best... Chubby found it. He's playing the T-28E F-30 with the Derpa Lurpa Ding Dang.
Yeah.
He's messed around with some other tanks, but he's primarily been working on it with the T-28 F-30.
Like we've said before, Guido, as a company, if you put something out there, people find the way around it, don't they? Players are very good at finding the way around stuff.
Now this guy is 2. Yeah, they do, man. You're right. This guy has 4,000 battles, so 65. So Nalon. Is it the same tank? Whoa. No, this guy's using the WZ-111. All right, well, that's legit. I guess. But he's running a 4,764 win rate with that Tier 9 and a 71% win rate. He's also played a few other tanks. Crusader down at the lower tier, maybe, to help boost it.
There are ways to game, isn't it? Like Cliffy says, gamers are going to game. So there's ways of gaming it.
Sure. But, I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean, look, he's done it with that thing.
Yeah, well, if Cliffy's just said there, Nailon had a 1,837 XP game in the mutts. I mean, nobody gets that in the mutts, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Well, there you go. Very interesting.
It's fun. It's fun to actually dig into that sort of stuff, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You've got
that's...
to say to yourself, how do I do? How would I do if I was bothered about it? You know what I mean? And I don't think I'd do good.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so that's going on. Let's go back to here. I guess I'll join. I'm probably not going to play a game today, or I won't play many, but whatever. I certainly won't get enough to get into it. I'm now participating, even though I'm not really participating. Then there's the missions.
Where'd you get that? It's off the website.
Yeah, it's in the article.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's embedded in the article, so you got to press a button.
Oh, got to press a button.
But it's not X.
Oh, it's not X. Oh,
No.
I might press it then. I might press it just for giggles.
Of course.
Just for the giggles.
Of course.
Cool.
These are the rewards.
Oh, well, there you are then. So, yeah, I don't think I'll bother then. I mean, it's all right if you win. I mean, everything else is pretty dire.
It's not even Watt Plus. It's just the regular premium account.
Just regular premium account, I know. But, yeah.
If you mouse over the ribbon... Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, check it out. 1,642. This guy had... This is the
battle. Oh,
1837 in the Mutts. 1,500 in E50. 1,300 in the Gazgowicka. Oh, that's one of the higher tier, 9 or 10. I don't know which one. 1,300 in the FL11. That's quite the different number of tank concept.
Yeah.
BZ-176. Suma. Wow. Lorraine.
These are not tanks you would automatically assume.
No. They're just really good games in those tanks.
Yeah.
2,131 in the Panzer V-4. That's not that big a surprise. Alpine Tiger, you gotta like that.
Yeah.
122 TM, yeah, cool. All right. And so then there's some missions, fellas, and the end of the missions for the birthday is this really super cool 2D stout composite armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Have you been to all the things, the token things in the store? Have you been to the store and gone to the
Yeah. I just want to
just have a whole...
hold that thought, because look, this one is 2 personal reserves.
Wow.
All right. What about the store?
I have to go and click.
In the depot or the store?
In the store, if you go like, or is it? I can't remember. Now.
The depot.
Where's
You're
the
talking
parachute? In
about
the
home
depot.
front supplies?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I guess it's generic for everything.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the parachute is called home front supplies, and then you'll go in there, and it actually has a big word up here that says that too. Completely missed by me.
Yeah,
we had a
look at
little
that.
discussion in Discord about that. I never really thought about it. And then there's whatever events that have tokens or cupcakes or whatever the hell it is. This one is the Watt Party token store, which can you only get this stuff on streams?
Do you know what? I've got no tokens, so I've got no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's just streams, I think. I've got 16. Chubby says stream only, so there you go.
All right.
It's
open for 14 days.
There are some 3D styles. I don't know if I have these. I'll probably save up and maybe try to get one of these 3D styles. Those are decent. But it's really, I don't know, man. I'm looking at this like, how come you don't have other stuff? How come you don't have consumables or
Anything would be nice, wouldn't it?
a retraining order, free equipment removal.
Yeah,
ticket.
they'd be useful. They'd be
Yeah.
useful for swapping your equipment around. Yeah.
This is so low effort right here. But that's the end of at the end of the day, the birthday, guys. There's almost nothing else to it, to be honest.
No. And they reckon they got new bomb tanks out, haven't they?
They do.
I have had a look.
That's
And
in
I
the
think
store.
that- you go to the store. You can buy new bomb tanks. They put a whole new list in.
But
So
I've got
there's
all of
some
them.
there I'd be interested in. The 121B would be
That's
interesting, I guess.
been there. That's been there. That's actually a good tank.
That has been there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been there. The 268/5 that people spent a bunch of stuff on because I think it was a. I don't know if it was a. What's the word? Auction or what? Something like
Auction.
that.
Yeah.
The 113 BO is in there now, and the WZ. I think that might have been in there, but the WZ 114 is new in there.
Yeah. I love the way, right, so they've got the Object 268/5 tank destroyer, and the blurb that goes underneath is good damage per shot and perfect penetration. I'm not so sure it's a perfect penetration. I don't think any of the tanks in World of Tanks have perfect penetration.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll leave it there.
It pens every shot.
Yeah.
Look at this. I didn't realize this. How long has this one been here? The 252U is actually in the bond shop.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I'm surprised people haven't been buying it like silly.
It's new also. Yeah. Holy cow. So let's see. What would good bond shop tanks be? This is the only one I don't have because I already have a duplicate. I'll probably spend the bonds on it at some point and just pick it up. The M60 is fun, not amazing. The 121B is actually a pretty good tank. This is a dog, but cool. The 113, it's just a copy of the Tech Tree thing. This, I don't know. The 155 is fun.
Yeah.
WZ-114 is mediocre. GF is good. Sinloc's good. These are all okay. These three right here. The Mutts, Lorraine is fun. That's new too, I think. Autoloader, pretty fun. This is kind of a dog. The Guard's a fun tank. I like the 34-3.
I like the Guard. I like the Guard purely because it's rear turreted. There's a different playstyle to it, and it actually is effective. It has good armor angled. It has good armor, I think. It's a good little tank, that is.
Yeah. Chrysler is fun, but you're going to shoot gold. Sturv's okay tank. 34-3, like I said, is good. This thing has been power crept to heck. It's nowhere near what it used to be. IS-6B is pref, but not great. 252U is a good tank for sure. Cressel's fun. IS-5 is kind of a dog. KV-5 is a meme tank.
I hate the KV-5. You can't. It's just horrible to play against.
Yeah, Alpine Tiger's another pref tank. It is what it is. The 103 is actually fairly good. It's got a nice gun. This thing is. I just finished 100 Battle Challenge on this. I liked it. It's not great, but I did like it. And the rest of the lower tank stuff or lower tank stuff or lower tanks. Cool. All right. What were we talking about anyway? Oh, we were showing. We were
shilling.
Premium shop. What do we got? The Progetto is in the shop, as is the Type 59, guys. Years and years and years we waited for the Type 59 to go on sale, and they've sold it several times since. So if for some reason you've missed the Type 59 along the way, the basic package is $31 for a Type 59.
Yeah, you don't get the gold one though, do you?
No gold one. Only cool people have that.
Mine's painted yellow. What's the problem with that?
It's not gold though, is it? That's not gold.
It feels goldish.
Yeah. Yeah, 32 is not bad. I mean, honestly, if I didn't have every tank, and I've been playing this long, and I didn't have this, I might pop 32 down just to get the Legend Type 59. It's still kind of a fun tank.
Yeah.
There you go. Fast Red Horse did exactly that.
Yeah.
There you go. Good things come to those who wait, Fast Red Horse.
Yeah.
The XM66F, decent, not bad. I did 100 battles and I liked it. Here's the Progetto. What's the Progetto basic model cost? 44. Yeah, it looks like $44. And then the Primo Victoria, it shows up every now and again. It's there as well.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
this?
that comes with premium time, doesn't it? That one.
Yeah, that $64 one.
Yeah.
Here's the basic one. The basic one's $39, but you get a Band of Brothers crew. The Sabaton guys are included in that. Show, which means I guess I would do that. This, no, that's not it. Was it cold? Featured. Where? I can't figure out where it was that I was looking at this. Huh. Alright, that's weird. I was looking at something earlier. Now it's gone?
Yeah, you've had a reboot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Don't forget, you guys get a reboot about 7 o'clock, don't you?
There was a special, it was like a $5 special that was actually a pretty good deal.
Featured.
I thought it was in gold. Yeah, it must have been in featured. It's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. There was actually down here, there was a $5, I don't know, it had some silver and some gold and 3 days of premium. It was like a weekend.
What was it called? Quick starter kit.
Might have been quick, yeah.
£3.84, $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in mine.
Have you
Called
refreshed?
Quick starter kit, 49% discount.
I bet if you
£3.84.
refresh it, it'll go away.
Yeah, if I refresh, it'll disappear, won't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, almost nobody who's watching this needs any of that kind of stuff. Most everyone's running, 1,000 days of premium, but
Yeah.
it was not a bad little deal. Not a bad little deal.
No, it's not. It's like it says, a quick starter kit for $5, and you're getting, what are you getting? You're getting 1,000 gold, 100,000 credits, and 3 days premium. Why not?
Indeed.
Why not?
All right. What else is going on in missions? Not much. You've got the Battle Pass stuff, which I've finished. That's that one I bought for $10. Total Mania is still cruising along. Looks like I've finished that, other than you get some bonuses for crew. This is the Watt anniversary. Probably everybody's got through that.
Can I butt in on there?
Sure.
Can I just butt in on
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Because
please.
I don't get this, because I've obviously not clicked the right button, because I've got What Anniversary 1 done, complete.
Mm-hmm.
I've got working on What Anniversary 4.
Mm-hmm.
I've got What Anniversary 3 complete,
Sure.
done. What Anniversary 2 isn't even started. So why is 4 started before 2, and why was 3 completed before 2?
Yep.
Because I'm stupid.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Right.
All right. So moving on.
Somebody explain.
Well, it is explainable. First of all, the numbering convention is stupid as usual. But that being said, 3, 4, and 5 are progressive. Meaning,
Oh,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
right.
So you just haven't met those criteria. Watt Anniversary 2 is wait a minute. Is this also progressive?
But you see, I thought it was because there's a bar underneath that shows
Yeah.
progression. But I've had no progression on that at all. Although I completed all the other, well, 3 of the others. So I've got no idea how that's working. Maybe it's to do with the tanks. Do I not have
Well,
any
Cliffy
times
says you
5
have to get your
tanks?
first win out of the way, so I guess the
okay,
first
that's
win
hard
doesn't
then.
work. What do you mean you have to get your... Oh my god. That doesn't make sense to me though, because I played quite a bit yesterday, and I played a lot of tanks past their first win, and it looks like I haven't done it either.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I said, I'm still doing the Japanese line, so I got the tier 8 heavy, and I played it a whole bunch, and I got 2-3 wins out of it, out of 5 or 6. So it's moved on. So it's not.
Watt number 2 resets daily. Oh, okay, I see.
Okay.
All right, so I was on the right
All right.
track. I was on the right track with my explanation.
Okay. And only
These are
the
one-offs.
times 5.
These are all one-offs. Because this makes sense. 1, 3, 4, and 5 are one-offs.
Yeah.
And 2 is a daily one.
And you have to have a times 5 tank. It says. I've just read it.
Yeah. Only tanks that are eligible for ×5.
×5.
Yeah.
All right. That makes more sense.
Because sure, and it's a crew multiplier, so that's why they've done it that way. So as usual, and that's what Cliffy is saying. As usual with the crew modifier missions, the first mission, your standard ×2, 3, 5, whatever happens to be that weekend, doesn't count.
Yeah.
The second and subsequent games, you'll get the ×2 crew on it, which is the bonus. That's a nice thing to have. But then when you look at it, and because it's explained poorly as usual, and they've just sort of thrown it in the middle of all the rest of these, I would have made that number 5.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can run through the others without going, well, hang on a minute, I've done 3 and 4, but I haven't done 2. What's that going on about? Yeah, that would have made more sense. But hey, who's talking sense here? This is World of Tanks. This is wargaming.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the anniversary. We got the Sturv 103 and the BZ75, and that's that. Oh, geez, what happened there? All right. I think that's everything for potentially missions and specials. We did show the party token store, so make sure you go into Homefront Supplies and do that stuff. Where are you on Battle Pass?
Let me just have a look. I'll have a look. On Chapter 2, I'm number 20. Have you finished yours?
Nope, I'm not, well, stage. Yeah, I'm on the second chapter and on stage 33.
Right.
Season, chapter, stage.
Yes. Is that how it works?
I believe so, yeah. We're in season 8, and I am on chapter 2. Although, depending on the order you start them, you could actually be on chapter 3, but you haven't finished chapter 1 and 2. So which chapter are you really on? Are you on your first chapter, or are you on the third chapter that's your first chapter?
I'm on the second chapter of the third chapter of the season 8 of the
season of the half-shell chapter Griffin. Red.
Yeah. So so I'm like, so I've done the third chapter, so I'm on the second chapter now.
I am lost. I am lost in the 5-key garage maze. I can't get out.
I have my 5 keys here. Look.
Ah, excellent.
Aha! See the gold one? You get a gold one. Look, when you get 5. Did you know that?
All right, we've been at it for an hour, Pilgrim. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're getting a little punch drunk here. We'll be right back, guys. 5 minutes.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek for for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the liberty bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Wat community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So he broadcast his message far and wide, using YouTube, Twitch, and various means, to lead you to the promised land of WR, win 8 and damage counts, that a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, "Yes, boss man, that we will. Win our flank and then flex back." Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect.
Okay, we are back. We are back. So that is it for shilling. We're done shilling. It's on to subjects du jour. Subjects.
You've been having a cider while you've had that break, haven't you? Pints of cider for your breakfast.
A little bit of Kahlua in the coffee.
Yeah.
So, as my old man used to say, vacation. We'd go into we'd go into a restaurant after he had retired. My wife and I'd go visit. And there was a chain called JB's. Might still exist in some places, but it doesn't here. Oh, I gotta put my other glass. These are the correct glass. Oh, that's much better.
Oh, you can see stuff now.
So it was called JB's Big Boy, or eventually just became JB's. We'd go in there. He had a table. Like he went there every day. His shop that he owned, his business was just down the road, so he went there for lunch quite a bit, and he'd do business meetings there and stuff, you know, at JB's. So this is not a real high-powered kind of business, but anyway, the table at the end of it, we actually have it. It's just a laminated, crappy restaurant table, but the booth, the table, had a little plaque at the end of it. It said Joe's Table.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
they knew when.
I love that.
Yeah, when he walked in, they knew that, and so about that time of day, most days they would leave that table open, and when he came in, that's where he sat.
Do you know that's just so much respect, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's amazing. I love that.
And I got a little irritated with him, you know, because I'm a younger person, and I don't, you know, that whole thing
Yep.
didn't really register with me. And occasionally there'd be new staff, and you'd walk in, and there's someone to be sitting there, and he'd give them grief or whatever. And that always drove me crazy. But we sat at that table. Where were we going with this? Completely just lost my train of thought, man.
I know. It gets you, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
What the hell were we talking
I
about?
have that lots. You're on that rocky road, dude.
Holy shit! What were we talking about? Honestly, though.
I don't know. What are you asking me for? I'm considerably more dementia-ridden than you are.
Cliffy just snapped back logic with Cliffy. We're now back. The gyros have caged. We're back on track.
That's it. It's the alcohol break, yeah.
After he retired, when we went there, we'd go for coffee in the morning or breakfast or whatever when we were visiting, and he'd roll in there, and he always had a little thing of Kahlua in his inner pocket of his coat jacket.
What a good man. I like your old man.
So he'd say, "Hey, do you want a little vacation in your coffee?"
Yeah.
So that's
And of course you said, yeah.
yeah. So that's family lore. If we're having Kahlua in our coffee, we're having a little vacation in our coffee. There we go.
There you go. I used to love. I tell you what. I mean, back in the day when I did drink, I loved Black Russians.
Yeah.
That was the vodka, Kahlua, and a little touch of Coke with some ice in it.
Yeah.
And that drink to me says tropical climate. For
Yeah,
me, personally. That's what I always associate with a tropical climate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cool drink. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't a case of like boozing. It was just just a little
it's a
dash
little
of
bit.
Kahlua in your coffee, you know.
Yeah, and it goes with it, doesn't it? There's another one. There's another coffee flavored liqueur that you can. I can't remember the name of it. There was Kahlua and there was something else, but that
Yeah.
Kahlua was definitely. That's the one with the sort of chocolatey brown and yellow
Yep.
label, isn't it? Yeah.
All right, so the crew.
Yes, the crew. Shall I explain
Yes.
my debacle, or
Yes,
do you want to just crack on
yes.
with?
Send it.
So
This is Pilgrim's story.
two things happened here. Well, in fact, three things happened here. Three things.
Okay, all right.
Three things. So, number one, I didn't watch your video.
Bailey's, that's the other one. Bailey's.
Bailey's, yeah.
Okay, you didn't watch my video.
Until after,
Yeah.
which is going to say everything now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then, secondly, I didn't know that if you pressed the plus button and gave those crews skills, you couldn't convert them. You know, all those crews that are sitting with the plus sign, and you convert them and you get 83% or whatever. All those crews. So if you actually converted them, they were no longer viable to be changed into crew books. And then I didn't know that you could move.
Well, I didn't know about
crew in-
that. Are you sure about that?
Well, they won't. Well, I'm assuming it.
No, they all went. I didn't do that, and I put all those guys, and they all went. Only
Put
thing.
skills on all those guys.
No, the only thing that mattered is they didn't have enough experience to get their first skill.
Because I skilled them all up and then tried to transfer them to the.
Well,
carriage.
yeah, but did you skill them up to
Oh, it must have been
above their first skill?
More than likely.
Yeah.
More than likely.
they probably had enough experience to have a skill and a half or whatever.
Skill and a half.
So it's anyone who is a less than 100% on their first perk. All right, so let's use the right word now. It's actually a perk.
Yeah.
Less than 100% on their first perk.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I only moved like 10 crews because I thought that's all I could do. Press a button. I thought I'll go back and do some more now. I'll work it out because I got to a stage where I was like getting really, really. Should we use the word pissed off? We go through every tank to find the crews to get them to move. So I just went, oh, sod it. I'll go back and do it later.
Yeah.
And then, so I actually got a subtotal of 15 crew books. 15. And I couldn't believe it when I started reading in Discord that people have got 327 crew books. I was like, where? Who? What?
I got a lot, but I didn't get 300. I probably got 60 or 70, I guess, crew books total.
I don't know. Come back later. Rookie mistake. Absolutely.
To be fair, what happened, right? When we all logged in, new update, it brought us the page up. It said what you could do. I don't know if it might have even, I don't remember if it took you straight to the barracks or not, but when you went there was a great big button.
Yeah.
And it said convert, hey, you're going to convert your crews,
Yeah. So I did.
And you won't lose so it was sorted in there that you won't lose your guys with extra, skills, and you won't lose your special crew or anything. So good to go. Just press the button and clear out your barracks.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story for Pilgrim is, don't watch Guido's video after the fact and then learn all about it. Secondly, read the information that's available before
Now,
you press the button.
if you are just going to fire in there, just don't even bother watching my video because it'll just make you mad. Or watch it first. Those are your two choices. Now, the third choice is just press the button, then watch the video, and then get mad. You can do that.
That's exactly what I did. It worked for me. I'm happy. I've got 15 crew books, all for the Polish line.
What I have learned in this game, man, is when something like that happens, you have to take a deep breath, step back away from the ledge, and dig around a little bit. And honestly,
you do not fix bayonets and just go in there, do you?
I mean, I read it. I went through it a couple times. I pressed the button because you can press the button there was a button to see what crew would be part of this thing.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I just went click, click, click. Oh, there we go, 15 crew books.
And we're
Then
done.
I went on Discord, yeah. I thought, well, that's nice. I went on Discord and people got hundreds and hundreds. I'm going, how did people get hundreds? That's bollocks. That's absolute bollocks.
So I went to Discord. I asked a couple questions. Some of the guys had the same questions. Some guys had a couple pieces of other information I didn't know. I actually went and watched a couple of other CC's videos that had already put stuff out, just to kind of, and they didn't have all the data either, but I got another bit and piece here. And then once I sort of figured out what I thought was right, I put as much of the information in the video as possible, and a couple guys dumped some more information down in the comments, and there you go. But
can I just say, your video was very informative. Very informative. Had I watched it before I did it. From now on, when you put the informative video out, can you personally message me
you
on my phone so I know?
the Pilgrim clause.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, you have to do that from now on, Mr.
All right.
Informative Video
All right.
person.
All right, let's look at chat here. We got pretty much Tinker. Yep. As long as you only have less than enough. Yes. Converted 135, most from rental tanks. Yep. Forgot about the rental crews. I moved a couple rental crews. I didn't dig through all of them. I actually left a few guys. If you look in my barracks here, actually, if we go here to barracks. Oops, I don't want to enlarge. I keep doing that. I still have some guys down here that probably would have Here you go. So here's an 832. Like, I don't know how I missed this guy, to be honest. There's some in here I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know how I missed. No, that's why I didn't miss him. He's got Brothers in Arms. He's not a good example.
No, specials and that were safe, weren't they?
Yeah.
I understand that now.
That's what I want to get rid of that. There we go.
Exactly, Sute. I just clicked the button. Why do I have to think about things? Why doesn't it
Yeah.
just happen for me?
That's a recruit. I thought I had some in here actually, but oh, I know what. They're actually in vehicles. They're not.
Yeah, they got me in the
this.
barracks as well. I learned that as well.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm having a hard time finding what I want to show you, but here we go. So there are some, I still do have some guys that would have counted. Like, I don't know how I missed these dudes, these P Victoria guys. I went through every tank, I thought.
You went through all 800 tanks that you've got.
I did.
God,
Yep.
you've got nothing better to do with your life, have you?
No, I don't. I don't. I'm a sad person.
Oh man,
So
that's
this
why
is-
I got peed off. I mean, I've only got 370 something. I mean, by about 50, I was like, I can't be bothered with this. Just
I definitely went through my premiums because I had a lot of premium crews sitting around in premiums. Oh, is this a rental crew? Oh, see? That was a rental crew. I missed that. There's a bunch of books that I missed right there.
Yeah, I see.
Yep.
See, you should have watched that video.
Yeah, I should have. Well, and I did a couple rentals, and I think the ones I did initially were the Onslaught rentals, and they didn't have any experience on them. They were just 100%, so they didn't count. So I put a couple of those crews into to dismiss, and I didn't get anything out of them. So I just kind of forgot about it. I forgot about rentals like the Primo Victoria that actually have plus 80. So I missed a number of crew members because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See now, I absolutely go with Bruin's boss here. Bruin's boss is correct. What they should have done is drop all crews into barracks button, and then I would have gone through my crews and reselected back to my tanks. That was more interesting for me to do.
That would have drove me crazy.
Would you really?
Oh, I'd have been so mad. I'd have been so mad if they put everything in the barracks.
Well,
that would have sucked.
You see, you can filter in the barracks. You can't. It's difficult with the tanks. I don't know. For me, bung them all in the barracks. I'll then filter out the crews I want to keep,
Yeah.
and then I'll sell the rest. I'll swap the rest for them book things. There you go.
Problem is you can't. There's nothing just to show rentals. You can turn them on and off
Yeah.
amongst the rest of your stuff down here, but you can't. There's nothing to just show rentals, which is irritating as hell.
Ah, Grendel's right as well. The 7x7 crews. Those stupid bloody 7x7 allocated vehicles.
But I didn't get-
mode only.
Since I didn't play them and they had no experience on them, they weren't worth anything to me. I don't think. Unless you got, I don't know.
I don't know. Wargaming giving you all this free stuff and then they mug you off by having
Yeah.
a silly system to get it. Really.
So at the end of the day, guys, the keys here are, if you haven't done it, you can put as many people in the barracks as you want. So that's not a problem. Don't worry about all of that. You will not lose anyone who has more skills than one, say crews like this, even if they're in the barracks. You will not lose any of your special characters. These people will not go, no matter what they're... See, Stefan and Simon, neither one of them even has any skill points, any
But
perk
you
points.
keep
But
them,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
won't lose those. Put them all in the barracks. Make sure you go through your rentals. Make sure you go through all the premiums. If you've got premiums in the past that you say you never played, you won them or they were part of Christmas box or whatever, those will have crews in them that will now be probably sitting at 83% or whatever.
That's it. It's the 83%
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Make sure you move, and they have to all be in the barracks. Move them all into the barracks, and make sure you've cleared everything out that you want to convert, and then press the convert button, and that should cover most people's questions.
If I send a ticket into Wargame, do you think they'll open it back up for me? Just for me.
No.
Oh,
It's my-
I was almost hopeful for a minute there.
Well, I don't. You stopped me because I'm just imagining how many of those tickets are in there right now.
Yeah,
That they probably
but
have.
I'm different. Brilliant.
Yeah. So on that, Pilgrim, I would say it is possible and highly improbable.
Yes, exactly. The probability against the possibility.
Yeah.
There is a possibility, but it's very improbable. isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Because yes, technically, it's possible for them to go in there and do that for you.
Yeah. Just for me.
Yeah.
Because I know
So-
you. See, I can quote. I know Guido. Can you open it up for me?
It's it's disappointing yet again, and I know you can't. It's hard to figure out every eventuality, and when you're building this, you're probably like, all right, well, here's how it works, and give them the information and all that. But it would be nice if once in a while they sort of looked at these things, and go, all right, so let's war game this a little bit. What are people going to do? You know, where might other crews be? Oh, right, they might have some people in rentals, or they may have people cooling their heels in different. And there could have been a blurb. Hey, make sure before you press the button, you check all your tanks and rentals for crews that you want to convert.
Yes. Yeah, that would be handy. You know, a big red banner saying that.
It could have been just
People
a
like
line. There was all kinds of data in the article.
Who reads it? Who reads it? You know, who does?
But I don't know, man. It's disappointing.
I mean, Ketch makes a good point, actually. If you've got all those crews in that barracks and it's over bunkered, you've got 2 per bunk, which is like an awful lot of spooning going in with the crews, isn't there? What's going on here? What are you doing in this place?
It was one last big party.
There you go.
So where is it? Yeah, so here it is. The barracks cleanup. Barrack cleanup. They had a lot of good data in there on stuff that how it worked. You just really wish, because what it ends up looking like at the end of the day, Pilgrim, we've said this a million times, it looks like they're trying to screw you. Whether they really were or not doesn't matter. It looks like they were trying to maybe around the edges sort of minimize the amount of books they were giving out. And they're like, oh, sorry, you didn't know to do that.
To be honest, Guido, what it is with wargaming is that they have these wonderful ideas, and I get that somebody's worked hard on getting this together and sorting it out, because people do have crews sat in rental tanks and crews sat out. So it obviously affected the player base enough for them to look at this. But they hide it behind a wall of text that nobody wants to read. I mean, there's like 4 pages of nonsense to get the information out. 3 lines would have done it.
But they have to give some kind of directions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everything.
Wall of text.
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
I don't want to do a university degree reading this nonsense. You know what I mean?
You would like it to all be just intuitive and self-explanatory, but that's not really the reality of things. Sometimes you do have to have some explanations. I just am disappointed that it wasn't mentioned in any way at all. And so the question becomes: did they just not think about it, which is the error of omission, or did they actively set it up that way, or at least know that was a possibility that people were going to miss guys in tanks? And now you've got the error of commission. So which is it? It's one of the two.
You would err on the side of, they've done their best, and the fact that...
And it was just a small error.
It's the way that it goes.
Well, you could have read this thing 42 times and you'd have never figured out you needed to go
never
get
figured it. No, not at all.
Not from the write-up, but somebody... I just happened to think about it myself because I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, they have to be in the barracks, and I know I have guys sitting around in tanks because I've moved them there. So, okay, shit, I'm going to have to dig around in tanks to find if I have any more of these 83% guys or less than 100% guys that will work. But that was never clearly stated. You had pieces of it in the write-up here, but never. Midnight, thanks, man. Much appreciated.
I mean, without a doubt, not for 1 minute do I blame Wargaming. They've done all the hard work and they put that in, and they've gone, look what we've done for you guys. You can change your crews for crew book, which means you can skill up your crews that you're using them, all that sort of great stuff. And I totally put my hands up and go, you know what? I just could not be bothered to sit down and work it out. I just clicked the button where I thought it was appropriate to click the button. Yeah. So I'll take it full on the chin. At the end of the day, it doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was funny that when I popped into Discord to see how other people were doing, they all had hundreds of books. I'm going, how did that work out?
Well, it's interesting. Even though I pretty much had all the data, I still forgot about some guys, so I didn't even get. Yeah. It wasn't gross, but there are some that did not get converted. And it's kind of in here. So it says this option will only affect regular crews without fully trained first perk. Okay, noted. crew members assigned to a vehicle. There's a key one. That's the one that got me. I'm like, oh right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some guys in the vehicle. So technically it is there, but it's not couched in such a way to go, look, fellas, from the developer, here's how you maximize this situation. Don't forget guys in rental guys. Don't forget guys you might have sitting in vehicles. Remember that you have to pull them. So they gave the pieces of it, but they never really described how you would put it together.
I mean, let's be honest here. We've got different age levels, aging from whatever the minimum age is to play this game, all the way up to geriatrics like me playing it. So keep it simple, stupid is my effect, because you've got such a range of intelligence and age groups playing this game that it'd be keep it simple, stupid. Just have a 3-liner. Do this, do this, do this. Bang.
Well, and you would create such great customer relations if you just
put that in the game for that.
If you just explained it in plain English on how you would operate this the best for the player's maximum benefit.
Yeah. That was the original intention of doing this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To benefit the players.
And like Chubby said, he had to read the article, and he's like, well, shit, I still have questions. He had to go to Reddit. Hey, what has anyone figured out some of these questions I have? Oh yeah, here's another piece and bit and blob. Watching a video and then go to the Q&A on Discord.
Yeah.
And so I've now spent 30 minutes, 45 minutes futzing around for something that could have very easily been described in a paragraph on here's how you maximize this.
Yeah. Yeah. Do this, do this, do this. There you go.
Yeah.
Easy, isn't it? We want everything easy. Randall, stop it. I want it all easy.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
A whole nother subject. All right. I think that's that for the whole. If you guys have any other barracks questions, just chuck it out there. /crew. I think we covered most everything you guys had questions on. Hopefully it's clear as mud now.
I've got the answer from my ticket I put in about opening it back up, by the way.
Already?
Yeah. So I put it in about an hour ago now, and it's come back. Let me just read it for you. Let me just read it.
Sawed off.
Dear Pilgrim. Well, they know my name.
Huh? Yeah.
We are sorry to hear that you weren't satisfied with the current plan to convert crews into crew books.
Mm-hmm.
We've considered your request and the fact that you know Guido 1212 and have decided to decline your request based on that you know him. That didn't work very well, did it?
That's a damned lie.
Hello, yeah, it is, isn't it? Hello, Dad. How are you?
All right. Let us. All right, so let's talk 124.1, guys. Nyet! Bought a crap load of two-man crews to gain the most books. I don't think Oregon wanted people to know that, but I expect they knew you could do it if you thought about it. Yeah, I realized there was some possibilities in that, and I didn't care. But yeah, you could min-max it. There were some things you could do. And I'm not necessarily saying they should say that. I'm just saying they could have given a better example of how a standard player with the garage that they might have might maximize with the crews they have. Not that kind of stuff, which I get is there. All right, so 124.1. Obviously, we've got the Polish TD line that starts at Tier 5. A couple things about that. Guys, those are all 4-crew tanks, and they're the exact same setup. Commander, gunner, driver, loader, with the commander having the radio skills on them. Okay, so they look like that right there, and it's behind me there, but commander, gunner, driver, loader, and it's the same all the way through. So that's nice for moving crews.
I like that. Earlier on this morning, I was just running through the Soviet lines, just because I was bored, and the number of times it changes from a 5-man to a 4-man crew is so frustrating. I've got tanks there that with a radio operator sat in there because the next tier, the commander gets the radio op skills.
Yeah.
Like, oh, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. So, as I mentioned earlier, and they all seem to have only one extra module to upgrade, which is nice so far anyway. This one, there might be several guns on the lower ones, I don't remember, but this one's got a tier 8 and a tier 9 gun. Now this gun's actually not bad. This is the one I'm using right now. It's 600 average damage, 600, 400, depending on the range. And then 247, 279 Le Pen, which is actually pretty good for a stock gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, yeah, can't complain about that, really. The bigger gun's real nice. I mean, it goes to 700, and it's got average damage 350, 700 based on the range. Oh, that's actually the HE. I'm trying to do, what on earth? Hold on. 600, oh, right, 600 at 50. 400, 400, 600.
Oh, this is this range shell thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's that's hurting my brain. I think that's the different shell types right there is what that is. Yeah. But it goes to 269, which is not a huge bump. And then 302.
There are a couple of tanks like that, Guido. Sorry to interrupt. There are a couple of tanks like that within other lines that either the stock gun or the next gun up, if there's 3 guns to choose from, are actually the better gun for everything. You know, with the exception of possibly penetration or something like that. But I can't remember which one it was. I think it's one of the Russian heavy tanks. The second gun out of the 3 to choose from, it's always seemed to be the best gun to use.
Yeah, sometimes they have the weird, like, sometimes there'll be another tier gun or another gun that's like a weird derp gun or something like that. Yeah. So there are some tanks that people will use one of the less than supposedly top guns, based on pen or maybe reload or reloading pen or stuff like that.
Does it affect matchmaking? Which gun you've got?
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't. So it doesn't put you in. It won't put you in the higher tiers.
All that. I don't think there's any of that weighting stuff. I think the weight stuff is gone. That might have been a factor when they used to weight them.
Okay.
But this is the first tier where it's got the damage thing, where it's more damage close in.
Yeah. Okay. What's that? Tier 8. Yeah.
Highlights of the Polish TD line. I liked the Berza, the tier 6. The 5 is solid, but it's a tier 5. And I quite like the Gałwica. This is a tier 7 that's running around with a 420 alpha gun at tier 7. Cyclical, with pretty good pen, not amazing. It's only 245 for the gold round, so that's not great. But, and decent armor.
Its armor's a bit poor though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 150, I think. Yeah, no, 180. It's a 180.
Oh, is it 180?
Yeah, so I mean, against tier 5s and a lot of 6s, it's pretty brutal. Brutal.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, so that is the TDs. We talked about the 100% crew thing. I guess the only other thing to mention on this, fellas, is remember that you don't have to send guys to the barracks. So let's say I wanted to switch the Gałwica fella off here. We're going to press this button up at the top left, a little arrow. It'll bring up this. And from here, so I can select any crew member I want to put in there, even these ones that don't fit. It will allow you to do that because that way you can then retrain them, which will be fine. But if you want to filter, remember you've got the filter over here for all the different things. Okay, so, and then there's other filters here, so the standard filters. And so if I go, all right, I'm gonna change out old Carol Zagulba here for somebody in the barracks. Boink. Now, okay, now I've got these choices. And then you just click on it and you swap them out. So you don't have to send them to the garage and then go get them out of the garage. You can get them out of tanks, you can get them out of the garage, you can whatever. So there you go.
And they'll go back to those tanks, those original tanks, if you press return crew.
If they played a game in it, yes.
If they played a game in it, yeah. So otherwise you're hunting for them, because the thing is, if they're in barracks, you know where they are. If they're in all different tanks, you've got to go hunting through which tank.
Well, sort of, because if I click replace, I've got all the filters. So there's in vehicles.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
okay.
so I don't want to do that.
No, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? So I can go, okay, let's go. I'm looking for. He's in a heavy tank, and I know it's a tier 8 heavy tank. Now I've got. Actually, so I need to go in tanks. There we go.
So you can filter by country and everything. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, cool. All right. That's not too bad then.
Although that doesn't seem to work right. Huh. Why did it do that?
Have you got the qualification up? So what you've selected tier.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that.
Type.
In vehicles, okay. Oh, I probably have to click this. All right, I want. There we go. Crew members in vehicles,
Yeah.
tier 8, heavy tanks. What the hell?
Yeah.
What am I missing here? I must just be going with.
Is it country selected?
It must be.
You don't have a country to select, do you?
Well, that's true because I can't grab an American crew. That's what's going on. So
Yeah.
so it has to be the same nation.
Yeah. So it's nation specific. Yeah. Otherwise, because you can't put an American crew in a Soviet tank anyway, can you? You can't retrain them, or it's 500 gold or something to retrain them to a different nation.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Yeah. So let's just do all of them. There we go. So these are all of the Polish crews at tier 8 in all of the types of tanks. So there's my possibilities right there.
Yeah. Got you.
So yeah, you see, the point of it is the filters are there. You got to kind of think about it, but you can eventually get to finding the crew that you want.
Yeah, no, that's good because that's for me, and more so for you, I'd imagine, with the number of tanks you've got. But for me, with over 300 tanks, with crews in all of them, I'm like when we platoon together, I'm searching through all the filters to try and find the right crew to put back in the tank that I want to put into the platoon.
Yeah.
So that'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
They rebalanced some vehicles, which, as we have talked about on this channel multiple times, is something of a joke because they nerfed the Conqueror for being too popular. I mean, that's basically.
That's exactly why it was not because it was in any way overpowered. Hull down because it's not.
Well, I mean, it was at the
Because it's too
top.
popular.
It was at the top. If we go to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even somebody's got to be on top, haven't they? Why are they
Well,
nerfing anybody on top? No
that's-
incentive then, is there?
Well, and that's my point, though, because if we go here, we go to tier 10, and we go to heavy tanks. This has been a theme, and we've talked about it a million times, but
Oh, yeah.
there it is, Super Conqueror. These numbers will. I don't know if they'll go down. It's been nerfed. This is probably still some pre nerf numbers are in there because I think it's a week or so. But 279 early, 260 FV, 7201, 116 F3, BZ 72-1, Super Conqueror. So these are all fine, but this is too popular. Hammer this thing.
Yeah. I think it was too popular in things like Clan Wars and events. I think that's where it was at.
I don't think I've played tier 10 and go, oh, there's too many Super Conquerors running around. Yeah, you see them, but there's not that many, to be honest.
60 TP next to me, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the 279 early is plus 2 win rate difference to player win rate to its actual win rate. That's a problem.
There's a problem. Plus 2%.
This thing is still, it's not as good as it was, but it's still good. Even the 260 is not too far negative. As you can see, most tier 10s their player win rate is higher than the win rate average on the tank, which stands to reason because it's the harder tier. The Conqueror is not bad at minus 1.8, but it's not as good as the 116 or the 7201. So they really put a lot of weight on this number, the 38,000. But of course, the 60 TP recently buffed is not far off, and it's only 0.92 difference.
Yeah.
So honestly,
and then you think, well, if that's the case, the next thing you're going to see is a nerf to the 60 TP.
Well, with their argument, if you try to follow their logic, the 60 TP probably deserves it more than the Super Conqueror.
Yeah.
It's played more. It's only barely less on win rate, and it's much better in terms of win rate difference to average.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it does. These things are very selective. This sort of idea, and I do think that if these tanks feature in clan or what's the other one, the individual competitions where who's the best of the bunch type competitions, there's a lot of noise made about them by very few people that have a lot of influence that shouldn't have, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask, and what Cliffy brought up. The 60 TP is currently meta in the Clan Wars thing.
Yeah, Tour of Duty rent, yeah.
So there's a lot. It's not just one thing. There's a lot around that, but I guess my point on this is I find this to be very two-faced when they crow about balancing stuff and they have obvious issues that are worse. Right?
Yeah.
So you're going to beat your chest about balancing something that arguably needed a balance, but there's probably 10 priorities above it. / what about all the things languishing at the bottom? Right?
Goose is in the house.
What's up, Goose? Good morning.
Morning.
So while I appreciate this kind of thing, I always wonder, okay, great, you did a thing against the Super Conqueror, but what about the other things that probably need to be done?
Well, the other thing, Guido, is that historically the British line has always been weaker tanks. So you sort of do your grind up, you get, with the exception of maybe the Cromwell and maybe one or two others, but you do your grind up the British line. And the end result is that you get a fairly decent tank at the top. So that's a good grind to work towards, as opposed to like the Soviet lines that have upper tanks all the way through the tiers, all the way through the different types of tanks.
Yeah.
Or, like the Germans. So the idea, I mean, this is not, and you're picking on the British, but this is like the British tanks have always been, in World of Tanks, considered to be slightly weaker adversaries. But then you get to the top one and you get the Supercon. I mean, it's not like you've got a whole list of op tanks like you do with the Soviets.
Well, it's a good point too, in that a lot of times, the argument on not nerfing the premiums and reward tanks, one of them is something along the effect of along the lines of, well, people work to get those, so we don't. It should be a good reward, and it should be left, to be a good tank. And then you sort of think about that for a second. You go, okay, all right, fair enough. But what about all the work people did in tech tree tanks to get to the Super Conqueror that's a known good tank? Why is it that people's gaming and efforts to get to a tech tree tank is somehow less than someone who worked to get a premium or reward tank like the 260 or the 270? What the fuck is the difference?
Yeah.
Well, we know the difference, but
we know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm begging the question, and it's a bit of a I can't think of the dang word right now, but
oxymoron.
Yeah. Rhetorical question. Rhetorical question was what I was trying to come up with.
Rhetorical question. Yeah.
Money greater than time. That's right, Cliffy. Yep. That's the reason. So again. That's part of it. That's just it's part of the design of the game. It's part of the monetization. It's part of gaming. It's not that great big of a deal. But what I'm saying is, I see through the bullshit when they put all this kind of crap up and want to pump.
We're rebalancing.
Want to beat their chest and say, we're here for you. We're rebalancing. Nah, not really. No, you're not.
No.
You're just sort of rearranging the deck chairs. And as I've always said.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say you've had quite a lot of chat. I don't know if you want to do a catch up once you're free.
Yeah. Just as I've always said, and I'm different, I think, than the industry is. Not that it matters, because tiny little creator here, but I would love it just fucking once in a while for a company to just be honest.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't make money, and they're never going to do that, and the shareholders don't like that kind of stuff, but it would be refreshing. All right, let's look at
So if you want to just go back, you've had a follow from Borgia.
Thank you.
That's as far back, I think, before we did catch up.
Nice.
But there's been a couple of people asking questions.
All right, Kedge, see you, man.
Take it easy, Kedge.
Day late and $1 short. Just started playing Super Conk. Sure was strong when hold down, was rather weak when not. That's true. But remember, the game is right now anyway built around the hold down positions. So that's why it didn't matter too much that the rest of it was kind of weak. And it did get nerfed relatively recently, I believe, once already. Before this one, I think. One last rant on the way out. Not only do you have to claim each of the clan missions, then you have to explore a region to get more rewards to be able to. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing is irritating. Pointed question about Two-Face. It is, yes. You're too close for missiles, switching a gun. That's right. Never honest. Yeah, I don't. Each response is they want customers to have faith that they'll keep what they've purchased. And again, I find that to be interesting because if you purchased premium time to play their game and you purchased a premium tank to make your grind better to get these other tech tree tanks, so and I get it. It's the tech tree lines are technically the free to play piece, and there are players who do that and don't really send them money, but most players send some money at some point. Whether it's premium time or gold
or premium
or a couple premium tanks or battle pass, buying battle pass, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So now you're come on. Yeah, the two premium time. Well, Goose, I have never once bought Watt Plus.
No.
And I agree with you. I think it's total BS. Hey guys, let's take a 5-minute break because we do have some more things to cover today, and my eyes are floating. So give us 5 minutes. We'll come back, and we've got several more subjects to cover. We'll be right back.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick built.
All right, guys, we are back. And I know I said it already, but welcome to Goose. Good to see you, man. How's things going? I watched a bit of your stream the other day. I haven't been doing a whole lot of Twitch stuff in terms of watching, but I hung out with you guys. I didn't say anything, but it was good to see you still kicking and doing all that stuff, man. Game has become very complicated, too many levels of everything. There is something to that. Somebody actually talked about the new game.
Yeah, Haber earlier on said, is level entry gameplay now more complicated and more difficult than it used to be than 5 years ago? I don't know. That's a good question.
So entry level gameplay. So I don't think the game in terms of the mechanics is necessarily more complicated, but the barriers to entry to figure out all the different things that are going on is certainly more complicated because there is a lot more going on, I guess is the way I would put that. So the new player is going to find a more complicated situation than they would have 5-10 years ago. Right. In terms of the actual mechanics of driving the tank around and playing, I think to some extent some of that's a little bit easier based on things like Sixth Sense being automatic and a couple of the things they've changed to the game.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against the complication. Yeah, 100%. It's a tricky thing. We've talked about this in the past in terms of computer gaming. There are games out there, like Dwarf Fortress is one kind of games. The Hearts of Iron style games. They're these like grognard, oftentimes turn-based, with absolutely crazy amounts of complication and rule sets and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think there's a point at which you get past where I'm interested in messing with it. Clearly not everybody, because some of those are very popular and people really get into them. And then you can get to it's just too simple Pong, which has its own coolness anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just a dot and a couple paddles. And then there's everything in between. There's a sweet spot for me that's complicated enough that I'm interested in, but not so complicated that I don't want to, that I just don't feel like pushing past the barriers to entry.
Yeah.
I think DCS is a good example.
Yes, that is a good example.
Yeah.
I think with the introduction of field modifications and yada yada yada, all the sort of different things, it's got to a point where I'm ignoring stuff now because I'm probably to my disadvantage, because I'm like, I just can't be doing with it. I just want to get in there, get my crew set up, get my tank going, and have the battle. Without having to think about how am I going to min-max this tank by doing field mods.
And that may be very true. Yeah, that may be exactly right, because that's kind of what Goose is saying. I find that they've done the game is made it super tough for players who take a break to get back into it because of all the changes. I would agree with that, because and every time they do more major changes to the crew and all that, you go away for a year, come back, you're like, what is all this stuff?
What is all this? Yeah.
Kefik Morton moved to Poland for work, and EU gameplay is way different than NA, much more timid on the whole. That's what I found, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I regularly play Kefik. I play both NA and EU servers regularly, probably about half my gaming time each evening on both servers. And there is a significant difference. I will say that NA has got slightly less aggressive than it used to be.
I think so.
It's way more aggressive than EU. EU, you'll have 14 players sit in the red line while you go forward into whatever.
I do remember that, yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh, it's a nightmare. Sometimes you just want to scream at them. What are you doing? You know, people wait and then they farm damage at the end.
Yeah.
You know.
Leaf fan, happy Master Sunday to you as well, my friend. Europa Universalis. Yeah, Europa Universalis is another example of that. DCS is an example of that. I was able to push through the barrier to enter on DCS just because understanding fighter aviation, a lot of that was relatively simple in terms of the conceptual idea of what I'm doing, but digging around and figuring everything out and how to make it work. And there's not just the gaming piece on that situation. If you're going to use VR, there's also the hardware piece of getting all that crap to work and get together.
And there's a skill set, irrespective of what people will say. If you are a pilot and you go into DCS, then I think that skill set is transferable to the point where you have an advantage to somebody who has never flown an aircraft before.
I would say if you both started from zero, that would be true in terms of the game starting from zero. But there's guys flying DCS who've flown DCS for a year who are extremely good. Right, it's the same idea as going into War Thunder and trying to go to the high tiers, and just getting absolutely obliterated by these guys flying high tier War Thunder planes because they're just good at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter how many Eagle hours I have. I get shot down every time I spawn in. I don't even know what the hell happened. You know. I'm flames.
Sam 7 up the chuff.
Yeah, I'm going down in flames. I'm like, I don't even know where that guy came from. or you know, as we've talked about in the past, some FPS where you spawn in, you start running with your gun. Oh, this is cool. Some 12-year-old's like, get good, noob. He's like 360 no scope flip, knife in the top of the head. You're like, oh.
Amazing, absolutely amazing, yeah.
Yeah, Cliffy, there is that. Like I was talking about earlier, where I rammed the last kill on that mission I did with O'Brute was I rammed the bad guy airplane and had a laugh about it. Well, obviously that's a fairly significant event if you're attempting to do that in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. Goose, I think population differences may well account for it.
I think it has a huge deal with it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I think I mean, all right, EU split into 4 different servers, so you get around about 50,000 on each server. So and NA is, well, when I play, it's around about 8 to 10 on NA. So there is a significant difference. But I do think the mindset is different on EU. I think they probably watch a lot of EU streamers and feel that that's the way they should play. You know,
That's
it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating when
Yeah.
because my main play from the very beginning has always been NA account, and so I'm used to the aggressive play style, and more so having teamed up with you and having learned from you because previously you've been very aggressive. I think you've backed it off a little bit, but not a great deal, but you've been more
Yeah.
considered, shall we say?
Yeah.
But I take that to the EU. I will push a corner thinking I've got 3 people with me, and they'll all sit back and just
Yeah, I
let me
know.
die.
I know, man. I know. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like when we were streaming. J Don, welcome, man. Rigged blowout games and lack of new men. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. Honestly, I really wish they would just churn out more maps. Honestly, if they wanted to refresh their game, it would be maps. Honestly, they did some rebalancing. That's a good segue. That's another thing. That's what we're looking at right here. Now, disappointing that there's nowhere to click on what it was. That's weird to me. They just that. You
they
can
haven't shown it. No,
well,
they
you
haven't
can
shown
go back and find it on the article, the
Yeah.
first article on 124.1.
Yeah.
But my question then is, did they change any of that, or is that exactly how it came through? They don't even have a link back to it. That's weird that they didn't put it in the article. But okay. Yeah, the aggression thing. You know, that's like what I was saying before, because I'm having random thoughts and I'm on my 4th cup of coffee this morning.
my 3rd cup of tea.
It's like we were talking about where we got aggressive on that one game. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'd rather be aggressive, get up there and die first, than sit in a bush all game.
Yeah,
game
I mean, how boring is
after
that?
game
Exactly.
after
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
after game.
Yeah.
And you watch these guys, and some of the streamers are actually pretty aggressive. I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
They're just good. And they fall back when they need to. So they get forward, they fall back. But the theme of it is generally farming, letting other people take risks.
Yeah.
And I like to play a video game, and I want to go forward and see if I can break something open, and have fun. I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
No, and also, isn't that the game? Get in there, mix it up, have a bit of
Yeah.
a bit of how's your father and all that
Yeah.
sort of good stuff. I mean, sitting back in a bush, waiting for the enemy to arrive, popping a few shots off, getting yourself 1,000 damage, going, well, that was good. Can't wait for the next one. Really?
That's right. Yep. And I'm always looking for that one good one, that gem in the last 10 or 20, where you were able to get forward and aggressive and just break down all the camping.
Yeah.
The games I love the best are the ones where I break down these careful camping clowns. The guys who go to the spot and they're hold down and they're trying to pixel snipe or whatever. If you can get in there and break that down and crush their life, that's fantastic.
Yeah. You're into crushing people's lives, then I can see that. Yeah.
Especially if they're a bush humper. If they're a bush or rock humper,
But
and I can crush a camp. If I can crush a camp, a hard camp, that's my favorite thing in the game. Being able to dismantle, and I'm pretty good at that. I can that. I don't know if I can say I do it more often than not. Maybe I don't, but I do it often enough that I enjoy it.
makes a difference. I mean, I must admit, I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because the last replay I sent you is actually how to win when camping.
Oh,
So-
there's plenty of videos of me doing that. There's plenty of videos of me falling back and bush humping myself. But if my favorite kind of game is either as Goose is saying, playing light tanks and just dismantling a team carefully, or using a heavier medium and getting to a flank and just rolling up a flank and just destroying campers. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I actually have now, over the last, I want to say 3 to 4 years, maybe 3 years, really enjoyed the light tank play. Now having got to grips of its mechanics and its how all the spotting mechanics.
It's my favorite class by far, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most enjoyable, I believe, most enjoyable class. And because I love the mobility, I love being able to bomb around everywhere. And
Right.
just stay out of trouble and then give my team that advantage. I love it. Absolutely.
Get to that mid to late game where the light tank's advantages get more and more accentuated based on camo and vision. Less guns in the game, less vision saturation from the enemy team, and then you can.
I mean, the old French, the French. I know you love the Manticore, but the French 1357, 1537s, and all that.
Oh yeah,
they're great because they've got like a 8-shell clip.
Yep.
Late game, they're awesome.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to do.
Even 90, yeah.
Yeah, Ninja. Yep. Yep. I don't know. You know, it's. I have just in gaming in general. I have run into that over the years. That I just did the video on Warhammer 3, and I had played 1 and 2 a little bit, but that was a while ago. And a couple times in the last 2 or 3 months, I'm like, I'm going to load that up and play it. And I was set back because I knew it was a relatively, anyway, complicated game. There was going to be another learning event, getting back on the step on how it worked. And I did something I don't usually do with that one. I played the prologue, and it was actually pretty good for teaching you how to play. And that reminded me of a lot of the stuff is the same from 1 and 2, general themes, you know. And now I'm back at it. I find the same thing with Civilization. I didn't want to play Civilization 6 for a while. I knew it was a great game, but I didn't want to have to go through the whole learning event. My point of all that is, it really doesn't take that long. It's easy to make that excuse. It's easy to go to the game that you've been playing for a while. You know how to play. You don't have to worry about it. World of Tanks is an example for me. But I do enjoy when I do finally break out and get out there. DCS was the same thing. Learning the 16, messing around with the 18, trying to figure out how to land on carriers, all these different little things that initially you're like, shit, this is going to be 30, 40 minutes of futzing around just to even get started. It's all part of it, though, I think.
Well, I think if you've got an interest in it in the first place, I think it's easier, even though it's complicated. I think you have to be interested in that game. I mean, there's plenty of games I've got sat on this computer that I haven't seen sight and the sound of in a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've no particular wish to go back because although it interested me at the time, I've got no interest in it. So I think if you've got an interest, you know, like DCS, I mean, it has an interest for you. I think jumping back in and doing it, you're willing to accept the hit to learn the new stuff, to keep on playing it, I think.
Yep. Tankfest. Goose is maybe getting out of Tankfest. All right, good.
Goose! Well, I'm there, mate. I'm there. It's booked, ready to rock and roll. You've got to say hi.
So Onslaught, I don't know, guys. Are you playing Onslaught? I'm ignoring it yet again. Irritating to me a little bit, once again, and I assume hopefully this thing will eventually be available other than through this ridiculous event wall of Onslaught. But the cool thing they have out now, is it going to show it here? Anyway, they've got the purple IA. Where's the prizes? So the Onslaught shop will open up for these tanks. Skoda, Charlemagne Concept, Kampfpanzer 112. This says Onslaught wares include. Is that all of them? Is that really the only tanks you can get out of it? Or is this just some of them? I have no idea.
I don't know. Oh, that's very interesting.
Let's find out. Can I click here and look at the Bond shop? Oh, the fancy CS. So there are other tanks. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think actually I can see them here. Oh, here they are. It's hard to see, guys. Yeah, so the IA, the purple IA, that's the new thing. That's 6,000 bonds. The KPZ 50T, Concept 1B, some 3D styles, Charlemagne, 112 SP, improved compressor, improved final drive. That's all it shows, though. Skoda T25. So the fancy CS is the final prize, right? I think that's the top thing you unlock. These are all Bond shop things. Once you open the Bond shop, you can go after these things. But this, no, that's the Aquifer. I don't know where you can find. These are rewards. As with everything, you've got to click so many damn things.
Yeah.
I don't know where it shows the stupid tank. Anyway, the fancy CS63. But I have ignored it, guys. You've been playing it or what? Second time ever leaving Canada. Man, you got to get out.
Wow. I got a story about that.
Pilgrim,
You've
you've been to the USA, haven't you, Pilgrim?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
I was at Fort Bragg. I've been to New York State. Never been to Florida, but that might change.
Come down and see Florida, man. Doing 5K in a loss and you still lose points. Oh man.
Jeepers, that's hard work.
You know that's which is it? That's the question. Is it going to be competitive? And if it's competitive, you probably should lose points if you lose. You're right.
Yeah.
If it's grindable, then it's a grind. Is there a happy
Yeah.
medium? They always try to sort of get the happy medium, but that doesn't make anybody happy because the grinders are pissed because it takes a long time to grind the happy medium grind. The happy medium between competitive. It's actually not a happy medium, but in between. And the competitive people hate it because people can grind it. So, not hate it, but you know what I'm saying? There's those two camps. The hardcore, I want to be able to be competitive and prove who's best. So if you lose, screw you. And then there's the, hey, I just want to grind this thing. And obviously everyone lives in between somewhere. But those are the two kind of ideas on a thing like that.
Well, I think both ideas are viable and both ideas are accepted. You know what I mean, aren't they? Yeah.
We have not met in person. We've been planning on it for years. Mostly due to me not being able to get out there for various reasons.
No, I'm just very slow on coming out to Florida.
It's probably going to happen this year. I'm aiming at maybe Tank Fest. We'll see. I'll probably get to the museum more than likely, but it may not be.
Yeah,
during
we'll do
Tank
a
Fest.
museum visit either way, won't we?
Yeah.
I guess.
So I should be out in England this year. I think that's the plan. So I just got to pull the trigger on very expensive tickets, which is kind of driving me a little crazy. The shenanigans in the Middle East is also giving me a little bit of pause as well. So I'm not sure what's going on with all that shit.
No. The world could be very busy, couldn't it, in the next couple of months? So I would imagine.
But,
Goose, just on Discord, mate. Just throw us a DM and I'll throw him a number. And if you do get to Tankfest, text me when you get there because we've got a whole gang of guys and girls going. So, and if Guido's there, I'll be your point of contact, Goose. Cool.
Nice, awesome. Okay, so that's the onslaught piece. Nobody really answered. I don't know how many were playing it, but
would you? I mean, if it wasn't time gated, I might have actually thrown some effort into it, but
Yeah.
I just, you know.
So I turned this off pretty immediately.
Oh, did yeah, I did straight away. I do not want to see that nonsense at the end of each time I die. I'm just like.
So here's the
select, can't you?
Here's the thing, though. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a cool thing, and it's nice that they kind of give you an idea and all that stuff. My problem with it is it immediately happened, and it was kind of slow. I know it has a couple levels that you can do with it, so I didn't bother with any of them. But when I die, I'm usually immediately into the map, looking around and seeing what's going on.
Yeah. I'm either I'll go to if I'm platooned up, I'll go to my teammate or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that was just slowing that down. What I would really love to see is that available either in the garage or a button to push later on while you're watching to see it.
Yeah, anytime that you're not just immediately involved with stuff.
Yeah. It just felt like an unnatural interruption in my natural, and that could very well just be that's what I'm used to and that's why I didn't like it, but I don't know.
Do you know what? I was about to admit to you, and I will admit, normally when I get killed, I'm so rage-induced, I don't want to see the effects of how I did it, how I got killed. I'm like, why are you showing me that? Turn it off.
Not me, Pilgrim. That's not me. I didn't.
That's me. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I turned it off because I just like.
Yeah.
Give him the old.
Like you showing me the shell that killed me.
It is too, because
I'm so
you're like,
pissed.
You're like, you die, and it shows you like, I know! Goose likes it. Goose likes it.
Goose likes it, yeah.
Oh, man.
Randall, I do need to go outside a bit more.
Anyway, so that's cool. It's there. Ooh, this has got people in a little bit of a tiff.
Oh, hasn't it? Yeah, hasn't it
A
just?
little bit of a tiff. Has anyone done the math? Can you do this thing solo or not?
I don't think you can. Well, I don't know. People will probably call me different, but I look into it and I'm thinking, there's no way you can do it. Eventually, Cliffy. I mean, how much you got to play?
I should have showed you guys this. Hopefully everyone knows this, and I think most of you do. And I just clicked the button. I should have left it. Every 24 hours you get these missions. Here, this is the solo one right here, and then these other two you have to do with a platoon, and it has to be a clan platoon. All right, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can have one clan and one other. I'm not sure on that one. So there's extra points available. So it looks like 25 a day. Now, the problem is there's a button right here, guys. Claim rewards to claim that 25 you earned. You have to click that, or it won't, or it will not reset your mission. In fact, I think I lost a day, but I currently have 100 points of duty. I said duty, right here. Yeah, I said. I need to. I gotta do my duty.
Gotta do my duty.
So, yeah. And again, it's covered up by my little icon there because my little icon's more important than this. But anyway.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Once you get 200, which I only have 100 up, so another 4 days. So it's 8 days to get this one. Now, what are these other ones worth? 350. It gets more and more, my friends. Oof, 700. Ooh, what's the last one? 8 million? No. 900.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is
is that
8 million. Go
it
on.
gets to 900. The last two are 900, so those are the worst.
Yeah.
So as you can see then, so each well, that one's 900 and it's just randomly 900. It's 900 and then it goes to 650. What?
I don't get it.
Why
man.
is that
It's
randomly
just a
not? Why is that one
random
900? What?
What?
Are you serious? Are you joking me? There's a random 900. Oh, bloody
I'm
heck.
trying to go through it here and it's just not making any sense.
Anyway, okay. I can't even conceptually conceive a conception of what that and conceptualized is. I don't know. Is it because it's a commander? I bet that's not always true. Let's see. Let's find out. There's a 900 and nope. But it is. Maybe it's just they think it's better stuff because that one's actually a style. It might be
Well,
it.
you do.
That one isn't. That one's
you get the
attached.
crew command.
That one's attached to a commander. All right. So it may be that some of the 900s they just have. This is a commander. This one's a style. So it looks like the styles and commander ones are a little bit more. So it's probably tied to the type. What, interestingly, a commander is worth more to them or harder to get than, say, the improved equipment. I don't know.
They've just given us a load of crew books. I mean, what the hell?
So it looks like
They didn't
commander.
give me a load of crew books. They give you lot.
So just remember, fellas, and oh, by the way, it's this. You can't just go here to click your button. You have to then select that and then click your button.
Yes, it's so annoying.
Look, this goes back to our discussion earlier. There is zero reason that there should be a button for you to collect those points.
No, not at all.
Other than them just not wanting you to advance through it faster. I mean, you're not going to be faster. You're obviously going to be slower if you forget. You can't go any faster. You have to press the button. Also, it's a 20... No, that's not true. I think the 24 hours is a set time. Yeah, it must be because this already shows... I've already gone through a bit of it. Yeah, so it's... Yeah, it's a 24-hour clock, and it looks like it resets at midnight. Okay. So that's not a problem. But you do have to click the button.
Yeah. Randall, I'm not reading anything. I want Wargaming to come to my house and explain it to me.
With a nice hot cup of coffee and a biscuit? With the scone,
tea.
and some
Cup of
clotted
tea.
cream.
Yeah, a scone with some clotted cream and some strawberry jam.
And a little
Flavour
blankie.
sauce.
They could put a little blankie on you and tell you a bedtime story on how to
Yes,
do everything.
and a stroke me.
What if one of the employees actually touched the mouse and did it for you?
That would be ideal. I would actually pay to see that happen, actually.
Yes, the more clicks, the merrier. Yes. All right, so that is what we got. Revamp Tour of Duty. All right, to be fair to Wargaming, it's not all negative all the time. The Carl 45T is kind of a cool reward.
It is a cool review.
I am looking forward to the year 2029 when I get it.
Yeah, yes, when you retire and have time to do it.
Yeah. I guess we need to start working on some clan platoons. You and I platooned the other day. Did we get anything?
I
out
don't
of
think
that?
we got anything. I mean, I had to look on the map.
Is
I
that
think we
because
got
we had
the
Zemke with us and it doesn't count? Does anybody?
Oh yeah, it doesn't count. It's not a clan member. Yeah.
Do you guys know if you can use it? Does it have to be just clan members in the platoon? Anybody know? Maybe I didn't claim. Well, it should have been sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Goose
well,
says no. So just you have to have at least 2 clan members, and then the other. Well,
the
defense
other can
is.
be a
Wait, hold on
non-clan
now.
member. All right. Oh,
Goose says can be others.
let's have a look.
We have
Tour
a
missions.
controversy here.
Well, actually, I have 50 points of duty from a clan platoon.
Okay, good.
So yeah.
So that was you and I from the other day, then.
Yeah, that must have been you and I. Yeah.
Ho, ho,
That
ho,
was
ho, ho,
2-8.
ho, ho, wait a minute. All right, tell me you don't have to claim after you do the first one and then claim the second one before you can do the third one.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Do they all build up and then you have to claim for that day? I hope that's true.
The second and third missions can only be completed in a platoon detachment with the clanmate. Oh, okay. Complete missions and earn rewards. Tour of duty progress.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, I'll have to pay closer attention to that. And make sure. Hey, that's another example of platoon with a clanmate.
You have to claim before the next mission starts. Okay.
Holy shit. Earn 1,600 base XP?
Well, that's not happening for me.
3 times? Is that between the two of you?
It's got to be, hasn't it? That's an awful lot, isn't it? That's an awful lot.
Holy cow, dude. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on.
Holding on, sir.
Trying to get Goose in here. But give me a second, guys, while I mess around with this. We're just going to take our cameras down so I can invite them. Pilgrim, that picture is horrible.
It is, isn't it?
What on earth? What on earth?
I don't know where that came from, mate, but it ain't me.
Sheesh.
That's an angry old man there.
Oh my gosh. You have to join in. Goose.
How are you guys this morning?
Good, man.
Hey, Goose is in the house.
What's happening?
I'm just on my phone. I just want to come in and help you out a little bit with
Yeah.
because I've done some extensive testing on stream with the clan stuff. So
Okay.
you can platoon with anybody, but when you're doing the platoon stuff, you want one person from your clan with you.
Okay.
Because those missions to do solo are incredibly difficult. So
Right.
for instance, the 5,500 damage mission.
Is both of you
that's
together?
between the, correct. But
Ah.
if you have 2 people not in your clan in the platoon and you manage to do it yourself, it still counts.
That's a big ass, though. Isn't
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Yeah, I
if
got
you
you.
can't do it yourself, though, because they make those missions like 1,600 XP base, I mean, you're going to have one hell of a game.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely.
That's
So
isn't that weird?
Actually, so if to make the missions easier, the more people you have from your clan in
Right.
the platoon makes the mission easier.
Right. So 3 people from the same clan, that makes it pretty easy.
Right. So the 5,500 damage one the other night, me and Moondoggy, and I had a third in who wasn't in our clan. Moondoggy and I finished the 5,500 damage mission 3 times or 2 times to get the mission done.
Yeah.
The other person it did not count for because they weren't part of the clan. Now, if they finish it, so say for instance they got 5,500 damage and they were in platoon with us, it would count for them because they did it themselves.
For their for technically for their clan, but yes, for them. Yeah.
You got it.
Right. Okay, cool, man.
And you have to claim the mission before you can start the next one.
So you
So
do.
if-
Oh, jeez.
Yes. If you do not claim it, your second mission won't start. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, my
I
God.
agree with you guys 1,000%. It's awful.
Wow.
I think it should be just, and the problem I have with it is because Tour of Duty never used to be that way. When it was first introduced, it would just, as you did the missions, it would just finish.
Yeah.
And you would just hit accept on all the rewards. So
Yeah.
they've trained you to not hit claim.
Right.
So that's the issue I have with it, is that they put in this and they don't really make that super clear because it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
I think you should just be like it was. You know, you shouldn't have to hit claim. You should just be able to, if you play 50 battles a
Just
day,
roll.
it should
Yeah,
just
it should
count.
just roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's interesting.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, I'll bounce out of here. I just wanted to.
Hey, man,
come in
thanks.
and
Appreciate
get
it.
a little bit late.
All right, brother.
Always. Have a good one.
I've just sent you a
See ya.
message, Goose, with my telephone number.
Thank you very much. I will check it out. I got to drive Ava to work now, but
All right.
great chat.
Drive safe,
Yeah,
buddy.
if
See
you,
ya.
If you do get across, just text me and we'll square it all away.
Sounds great. Thank you, Pilgrim.
See you, man.
Dude.
Great
Cheers.
talking to you guys.
All right, cheers. All right. You still in here? Turn your
here.
turn your
I'm
camera back on.
Okay, I've got to find it first.
Oh, that's not the right.
Yeah,
thing.
well.
Oh, I know what's going on there. Gotta go like this. All right. Where were we? We've lost it again. Oh, that's it for 1214. You're still with me, Pilgrim?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm just. Hang on. I'm just.
Oh, you hung up. Oh, that's funny. All right, I'm gonna have to call him back here. Hold on, guys.
I got it. Sorry, I've got. It's technology, dude.
We're good, man. We're good. We're all good. We're back in the game. Back in the game.
Oh man.
War Game asks
Technology.
top clans why there is less activity in clan wars and clans in general. Clan response says way it's easy to farm resources by doing nothing. That's just we're just technically illiterate, Goose. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. It's not you. It's us. Okay, so that's 124.1. The only other thing I really have is I was digging around on whatever it is, the rumor thing, Armor Patrol.
Armor Patrol.
You know how the
Hobbit problem.
whole thing was changing with they stopped the leaks and did all this other kind of stuff. It's interesting
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
think our Armor Patrol has less and less real info.
It seems. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems that it's like it's run out of info.
Yeah, so they've got less and less of the info going on. A lot of it tends to be RU stuff, so they're still getting RU information, but not a whole lot to be gleaned from that. And it's a little bit unfortunate. On the other hand, it's a bummer that there isn't a forum anymore. I think that is affecting things like figuring out the whole crew issue that people had.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I think it
imagine
was
the
much.
forums were up and running.
Yeah, it's much easier than trying to dig around in freaking Discord. So there you go. But anyway, Pilgrim, I got to get going. The boy's gonna probably head out here pretty soon. I head back to college. Got to go hang out with the fam. It's Sunday, all that good stuff. But I
I've got to
appreciate
make
you
Sunday
coming by.
dinner,
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah,
What are you having?
We're having a roast beef, of
Nice,
course. It's Sunday.
nice.
We're in England.
Sunday
the sun's
roast.
shining. Who eats salad on a sunny day? Not the English.
Protein, baby. Protein.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks to Goose coming by and clearing that up. That's fantastic. Much appreciated. Great dude. Check out his stream. Pilgrim, as always, thanks for coming by. I'll let you know on the whole trip thing. We should be pulling that trigger relatively soon. For everybody else, thanks for coming by. Thanks for the follows and the subs. New guys that came by, appreciate you. New guys and gals. That is all I've got from here, but we will go try to raid somebody here. See who we got. Have I mentioned I hate the new
Yeah.
Twitch raid setup?
Yeah, everything has changed, hasn't it? Who needs change? Us old people just need things to stay the same.
Yeah.
And it's Happy Masters Sunday as well.
Yes,
There
Happy
you go, Lee.
Masters
Didn't
Sunday.
forget.
All right, I'm gonna have to do it this. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. I gotta go to Twitch. I gotta dig around because Twitch's raid panel is worthless.
Dear, oh dear. So bad.
Who we got? Have we found anyone good recently?
We haven't, no. We've sort of gone
Yeah.
to rather weird and odd people. Not saying they were weird and odd, but you know. We've been sent off into the nether regions of the internet.
It's a tank's purgatory. Well, I fear we may be doing the same thing again, but let's go
Right.
see. Where's this guy's name? Phi Dunn. Phi Dunn. Here you go.
Exactly, Sasquatch. Exactly.
You never. It's like a box of chocolates, guys. You never know
Oh,
what
you
you're
never
gonna
know what
get.
you're going to get.
All right. This guy appears to be streaming out of his closet. But anyway, that's all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
I'm from the correct side of the Atlantic. All I've got.
See you guys.